Welcome to the Sacred Conversations with the Gigantic Intellect. In this beautiful evening, I want to reflect upon something which was bothering me intellectually for quite some time now. I want to talk about communism. I want to first start by explaining what is communism, delve deeper into its historical context, and how eventually communist state became dictatorial in their nature. My argument is that communist state did not become dictatorial out of their own will. They were forced by circumstances to become totalitarian or become dictatorial in their nature. There's this historical propaganda, something which has been propagandized for quite some time, that communism is synonymous with dictatorship. Of course, when you look historically, you see countries such as Russia, you see countries such as China, countries such as North Korea, countries such as Vietnam. You see those countries mostly majority of those countries are totalitarian in their nature. And my take is that they became totalitarian not out of their own will, but they were forced by the level of interference by these so-called democratic countries, which are nothing but democracies controlled by few people who have money. America want to promote capitalism. They say capitalism is synonymous to democracy. They are propagating the concept of capitalism and democracy because they know they are able to manipulate democratic processes. We've seen historically America going to these countries, funding people because they have money, funding campaign against genuine leaders that were elected by the people. If they say they believe in democracy, why are they not allowing democratic processes to prevail? Why are they against leaders who were genuinely elected by the people? You look at Lumumba of Congo. He was elected by the people, but America funded campaigns against that guy. Many historical figures, Nkrumah, whatever, the leaders of the people, they were elected by the people. They were loved by the people because they fought on behalf of their people. And those leaders were ousted. Those leaders were ousted by American-funded terrorists. Americans love democracy because they are able to manipulate its processes. They're able to work in conjunction using their CIA spies to sabotage the program of other countries. CIA is the biggest terrorist in the world because it is the one that has been at the center of the falling of all these great leaders. The Thomas Sankara of this world, the Lumumbas of this world, the Nkrumahs of this world. Those people, all of them, they fall. They were ousted because of campaigns which were funded by the CIA, which is the spy of the American system. So they promote democracy because they know they are able to manipulate it. And I've never come across a document that say communist states are dictatorial by nature. So why are they opposing communism to say communism is totalitarian? Communist states became dictatorial because of the interference of the CIA, interference of the American imperialism. So they were protecting themselves against the interference. Because if you're going to use democratic means, they're going to manipulate you because it is their own game. They're able to manipulate it. So I believe that every country has the right to choose whatever economic system that suits their condition. And to say, because there's this thing, I agree, communism in its explanation is a system of government where the state is at the center, where the state owns the means of production on behalf of the community. So there's nothing wrong with state interference in economics because the very same countries were built by the states. They were at the beginning, the state was at the center of their economic activities. They subsidized, they did whatever to support their own companies. So there's nothing wrong with us developing a developmental approach and state being at the center. I'm not saying everything the state does is good. Of course, there are things that the state do which are wrong. But the state must be at the center. And there's nothing wrong with a country choosing to be communist in its approach. There's nothing wrong. We choose the system that works. And we can't be dictated that we must only use capitalism. It depends on the context. We're going to use capitalism where it fits. We're going to use communism where it fits. And our country, having been in colonialism, there's still some social ills in our communities. So we have to develop a socialistic approach. We have to be communistic in our approach in solving the problems that we have, in uplifting our communities. Of course, we have to use this ideology. I'm not in a way a proponent of communism or proponent of capitalism. I in fact love all these systems. I don't hate capitalism. I love some aspects about it. I also love some aspect about communism. I'm actually a proponent of a mixed economy. And America must not come with their nonsense to want to dictate upon us which system should we use. It is also being alleged that now Americans have been working with the ANC, some leaders of the ANC, to spy against our programs, to sabotage some of our programs in the country, some of the policies, because they hate communism. These people hate communism, and the reason they hate communism, it's because they know that communism is going to put their business in jeopardy. Globalization has violated the principles of democracy, and we cannot use democracy in a system that is so rigged by the Americans, because they understand the system. They know how to rig it. They understand how to manipulate it. So why are we forced to use something that is easily rigged by our enemies? No. Any country must be dictatorial. If dictatorship works, especially in this context, dictatorship works. China is using a dictatorship system, and it works. It works because they know that they cannot listen to the masses, because some of the people in the masses are bought by these CIA spies. So how are you going to listen to such people? Why can't you, if you know the right thing to do, you don't even ask, you do it by force. You can ask someone who is knowledgeable to give you inputs about certain thing. If you know the right thing, implement it by force. It's the right thing. We don't have to consult with anyone. So any leader or any country must choose a system that is suitable for their problems. If dictatorship is suitable for our problems, we must use it. We can't be dictated by these people. No one is dictating what America should do. No one is telling them what to do. So they must leave us do our own things. We're also going to leave them do their own things. We're not going to say anything. Do what they love. Do what is at the best interest of our communities. And if our problems needs a communistic approach, we must use it. If our problem needs a capitalistic approach, we must use it. Blend the system. Combine the system. You can't be saying, no, we must use capitalism only. No, it depends on the context. And our context needs a more communistic approach, because we still need to uplift our people. So we need the state at the center of everything. The state was at the center of American development. So we must also develop our state through our country, through the state development. This is the gigantic intellect. Own your mind and try by all means to not listen to this propaganda by the mainstream media and the American imperialist. No, you must try to own your mind, know yourself, know the conditions of your country, and adopt a policy which suits our country. Know thyself and vote wisely, since we are going to these elections. Peace.